China's economic incursions into Asian countries are a complex and multifaceted phenomenon, driven by a combination of strategic, economic, and political objectives. Over the past few decades, China has emerged as a dominant economic force in Asia, leveraging its financial resources, industrial capacity, and political influence to expand its presence and deepen its ties with neighboring countries. This expansion has been facilitated through various means, including trade, investment, infrastructure development, and financial assistance, each contributing to China's growing influence in the region. One of the primary vehicles for China's economic incursions into Asia is its Belt and Road Initiative, launched in 2013. The BRI aims to enhance global trade and stimulate economic growth across Asia and beyond by developing infrastructure and broadening trade links. Through the BRI, China has committed to funding and constructing a vast network of roads, railways, ports, and energy projects connecting Asia with Europe and Africa. This ambitious project has provided many Asian countries with much-needed infrastructure improvements, fostering economic development and regional connectivity. However, it has also raised concerns about debt dependency and China's strategic intentions. China's trade relationships with Asian countries have grown significantly, making it the largest trading partner for many nations in the region. China's economic strategy includes offering attractive trade deals, often with favorable terms that encourage Asian countries to increase their exports to China while importing Chinese goods and services. This trade expansion has bolstered China's economic clout and integrated its economy with those of its neighbors. However, the growing trade imbalance has sometimes led to concerns about over-reliance on Chinese markets and the potential for economic coercion. Investment is another critical component of China's economic incursions into Asia. Chinese companies, often state-owned or backed by state financing, have invested heavily in various sectors across the region, including manufacturing, real estate, energy, and technology. These investments have created jobs, transferred technology, and boosted local economies. Yet they have also sparked concerns about the control and influence exerted by Chinese entities over critical infrastructure and strategic industries in host countries. In some cases, Chinese investments have led to allegations of corruption and lack of transparency, raising questions about governance and accountability. Infrastructure development, particularly through the BRI, has been a cornerstone of China's economic strategy in Asia. High-profile projects, such as the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, the Jakarta-Bandung high-speed railway in Indonesia, and the Kyaukphyu deep-sea port in Myanmar, exemplify China's commitment to building connectivity in the region. These projects often come with significant financial assistance from Chinese banks, making them attractive to countries with limited access to international capital markets. However, the terms of these loans have led to concerns about debt sustainability, with some countries fearing they could become trapped in debt dependency and subject to China's influence. China's provision of financial assistance, including loans, grants, and development aid, has further solidified its economic ties with Asian countries. Chinese financial institutions, such as the Export-Import Bank of China and the China Development Bank, have provided billions of dollars in financing for infrastructure and development projects. This financial support has been crucial for countries facing fiscal constraints and limited access to alternative sources of funding. Nevertheless, the lack of transparency in the terms and conditions of Chinese loans, coupled with the potential for debt distress, has led to scrutiny and criticism from both domestic and international observers. The establishment of free trade agreements with Asian countries has been another important aspect of China's economic strategy. Agreements such as the China-ASEAN Free Trade Area have reduced trade barriers, facilitated market access, and promoted economic integration between China and Southeast Asian nations. These FTAs have contributed to the rapid growth of trade and investment flows, fostering closer economic ties. However, the asymmetric benefits of these agreements, with China often gaining more significant market access and economic leverage, have prompted concerns about the long-term implications for regional economies. China's involvement in regional economic organizations and initiatives has also enhanced its influence in Asia. By actively participating in forums such as the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, China has positioned itself as a key player in shaping the regional economic agenda. These platforms have allowed China to promote its economic interests, advocate for its development model, and strengthen its diplomatic ties with neighboring countries. While this engagement has fostered regional cooperation, it has also highlighted the growing competition between China and other major powers, particularly the United States and Japan, for influence in Asia. The increasing presence of Chinese technology companies in Asian markets is another dimension of China's economic incursions. Firms such as Huawei, Alibaba, and Tencent have expanded their operations across the region, providing technology infrastructure, digital services, and e-commerce platforms. This technological integration has facilitated digital connectivity, innovation, and economic growth in many Asian countries. However, it has also raised concerns about data security, digital sovereignty, and the potential for technological dependency on China. The growing influence of Chinese technology giants has prompted some countries to reassess their regulatory frameworks and seek diversification in their digital ecosystems. China's economic incursions into Asia have also had significant geopolitical implications. The strategic placement of infrastructure projects, such as ports and railways, has led to concerns about the potential dual-use nature of these assets for both commercial and military purposes. The development of ports in strategic locations such as Gwadar in Pakistan and Hambantota in Sri Lanka has raised questions about China's long-term intentions and the potential for these facilities to support Chinese naval operations. This geopolitical dimension has intensified regional rivalries and heightened security concerns among neighboring countries. The environmental impact of China's economic activities in Asia is another critical consideration. Large-scale infrastructure projects, resource extraction, and industrial investments have often led to environmental degradation, deforestation, and pollution. The environmental consequences of these activities have sparked local opposition and raised questions about the sustainability of China's development model. Addressing these environmental challenges requires greater emphasis on green and sustainable practices, along with robust regulatory frameworks to mitigate adverse impacts. Despite the challenges and controversies, China's economic incursions into Asia have brought tangible benefits to many countries in the region. Improved infrastructure, increased trade and investment, and enhanced connectivity have contributed to economic growth, poverty reduction, and development. China's financial assistance has enabled many countries to undertake projects that would have been otherwise unaffordable, driving progress in critical sectors such as transportation, energy, and telecommunications. However, the benefits of China's economic activities must be balanced against the potential risks and negative consequences. The issue of debt sustainability is a major concern, as some countries have accumulated significant debts to Chinese lenders. The lack of transparency in loan agreements and the potential for debt distress necessitate careful consideration and management of financial risks. Ensuring that investments and projects align with national development priorities and are implemented in a transparent and accountable manner is essential for maximizing benefits and minimizing negative impacts. In response to China's growing influence, some Asian countries have sought to diversify their economic partnerships and reduce dependency on China. Initiatives such as the Quad Alliance between the United States, Japan, India, and Australia, and the European Union's connectivity strategy aim to provide alternative sources of investment, infrastructure, and development assistance. These efforts reflect a broader strategy to balance China's influence and promote a multipolar economic landscape in Asia. In conclusion, China's economic incursions into Asian countries represent a complex and multifaceted phenomenon with significant implications for regional development, economic integration, and geopolitical dynamics. While China's investments, trade relationships, and infrastructure projects have brought substantial benefits to many countries, they have also raised concerns about debt dependency, strategic influence, and environmental sustainability. Navigating the challenges and opportunities presented by China's economic activities requires a balanced and strategic approach that prioritizes transparency, sustainability, and the long-term interests of all parties involved. By fostering inclusive and cooperative economic relationships, Asian countries can leverage China's economic dynamism while safeguarding their sovereignty and promoting sustainable development.